least 40 people dead. Well, you can also follow that story and other GRTS programs live on our website, which is at www.grts.gm. There you can also monitor GRTS Radio Live. Well, that brings us to the end of the news. Thanks for the pleasure of your company and enjoy our range of very interesting programs.
Your Excellency, pursuant to the powers vested in you under Section 200 of the Constitution of the Second Republic, as published in Legal Notice Number 23 of 2011, and following the appointment of the Commission of Inquiry into the fertilizer procurement and distribution in the Gambia, I now wish to introduce to you the members of the said commission as appointed. Firstly, we have Justice Emmanuel Nkea as the chairman of the commission, and assisted by Mohamed E. Jane, Emil Vincent Kujabi, Alhaji B. Sow, Rex King, Nuha Ture as the secretary. Your Excellency, the Commission has completed their report, and today we are here for them to submit their report to Your Excellency. I now call on Justice Nkea to say a few words.
The President of the Republic of the Gambia, Sheikh Professor Alhaji Yaya Ejiji Jammeh, members of Cabinet, my fellow colleagues of the Commission of Inquiry into Fertilizer Procurement and Distribution in the Gambia, we want to thank His Excellency for giving us this opportunity. And it has been a long-awaited day, and I thank God Almighty for making this day possible. Your Excellency, the Commission of Inquiry into Fertilizer Procurement and Distribution in the Gambia was established on the 27th of September 2011, pursuant to Legal Notice Number 23 of 2011, issued by Your Excellency. The Commission was tasked with investigating and reporting on the events that surrounded the procurement and distribution of fertilizer in the Gambia since 2009, and to make appropriate recommendations thereto. Our appointment was not only a sign of recognition, but also a call to duty. Your Excellency, I have been marveled by the commitment to task of the commissioners you appointed to assist me in this national call. Being the youngest and yet the head of the team, I enjoyed maximum respect and cooperation from all of them. I enjoyed every minute of the exercise. I wholeheartedly thank each and every one of them for giving me this kind of support. Although some of them are retired, I must confess that they are not yet tired. Their ages and inability to use modern IT equipment did not pose a serious challenge to their work. I must also single out the tremendous assistance we received from a young but very dynamic administrator in the name of Mr. Pahari Jame. Your Excellency, he identified himself as a willing foot soldier who ensured that we got all what was needed to carry out our task. We thank him most sincerely and pray that he may not relent. The corrupt practices and other irregularities which surrounded the procurement and distribution of fertilizer for the 2009-2010 farming season was not only made possible by the operational measures adopted by the permanent secretaries concerned and the personal attitudes of certain individuals. Instead, these malpractices indicated patterns of behavior by the entire workforce in the Ministry of Agriculture. From the top to the bottom, the staffs at the ministry were complacent and negligent in the discharge of their duties. We confirm that corruption, which we thought was a thing of the past, is rearing its ugly head again. The report which we now present to Your Excellency comprises of 3 volumes, consisted of sections. The first volume gives the overview of the scope and coverage of the Commission and discusses the summary of the findings and recommendations. The second volume presents the record of evidence and testimony of witnesses and analysis of the information. The third volume consists of a list of selected documentary evidence and the surveyor's report of the freeze assets of some witnesses and all suspects. We herewith submit 3 sets of this report for Your Excellency's kind attention. Your Excellency, the Commission found, as way of its finding or summary of findings, the Commission found that from 2009 to date, there were 2 different fertilizer supplies made by the Ministry of Agriculture and 2 different procurement procedures were adopted. The first was the fertilizer supplies for the 2009 and 2010 farming season, otherwise referred to as the 2009 fertilizer or the Indonesian fertilizer. The second was the fertilizer supplies for the 2010-2011 farming season, otherwise referred to as the Japanese fertilizer. The Commission found that the Japanese fertilizer meant for the 2010-2011 farming season was supplied by the Japanese International Cooperation System, JICS. This was done in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture and within the framework of the relevant protocols. The Commission found that the contract for the supply of the Japanese fertilizer was awarded through international competitive bidding. All the laid-down procedures for international tendering were complied with. Delivery of the fertilizer was on time, and there were no concerns or complaints as to the quality. It was also established that KGI Company, which carried out the distribution of the Japanese fertilizer throughout the country, also did so without any concerns raised. The Commission, however, found serious irregularities relating to the award of the procurement and distribution contracts for the 2009 fertilizer. The Commission also noticed serious irregularities in the payment process of the contract signed by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture. The procurement process was not participatory, competitive, or transparent, and government and the Gambian people did not obtain any value for the money. The Commission established that the procurement of the 2009 fertilizer from Indonesia was financed with funds from the KR account with the Central Bank of the Gambia. It was also discovered that all the laid-down regulations for the access to the KR account, including executive directives for bridge financing were flouted. This led to a strained relationship with the Don or the Japanese government. It was also found that neither the quality nor quantity of the 2009 fertilizer corresponded with the contract specifications. No serious efforts were made to ensure compliance with quality and quantity before distribution. Over 70% of the fertilizer supplied did not correspond to the required label and turned out to be agronomically ineffective. In an attempt to convince the farmers to buy and use this ineffective fertilizer, one Dr. Mustafa Sise, the Deputy Director General of the National Agriculture Institute, issued a false report stating that the insignificant impact of the fertilizer on the crops was due to the fact that the fertilizer was put on sale when the crops were already in their vegetative and reproductive phases. that in the Central